the Forex Funder. If you're like me, you've probably been seeing this firm advertised pretty much everywhere, primarily through the medium of giveaways through influencers in the trading space. The guys from the Forex Funder actually reached out to me via email back in March, and they said, hey, do you want to do a giveaway to your audience? Now, knowing very little about the firm, I posed a counter offer, and I said, look, I don't necessarily want to do a giveaway or have any kind of affiliate partnership or anything like that, but what I will do is trade on your account for a little while, see what it's like, get a payout, and then review it. They seemed to embrace the idea. We went ahead, they gave me an account just to trade on. I traded on it for a while, managed to bag a payout, and here we are doing the review. I'm Sam, I'm the owner and founder of KB. I have a lot of experience in the trading space and specifically in the proprietary trading space. I've run multiple trading floors, lectured in universities, and also spoken at conferences on this specific topic of proprietary trading and the online prop firm space. In 2023, I set out to find the best alternative prop firm to the big giants in the space like FTMO or My Forex Funds, etc, etc. Some of these smaller guys that actually have an offering as good as or maybe even better than these bigger firms. But not only do I have experience with many of these firms, but a lot of my members do as well. So it puts me in a good position to be able to speak to you guys and give a well-informed review. Some rules for this series. First of all, I am not going to be accepting payment from these firms for the review. I want my audience to be able to look at these reviews and trust that they're coming from a completely unbiased, uninfluenced perspective. I have to have, experience trading on the firm, and if possible, I have to be able to show a payout that I have physically got myself as well. Now, with all that being said, let's move on to this review of the Forex Funder. So as is standard practice, I'm using a very objective way of reviewing these firms. First of all, what is the maximum account size the firm offers? Customer service, price per $100. This is really simple. Basically, however much the $100,000 trading account costs, they will get rated based on that. So effectively, this metric is how much does $100 of trading capital cost with this firm? Passability is simply A, B, or C. A is easily passable, B is reasonable, and C would be unreasonable. Trailing drawdown, that's simply a yes or no. Does the firm have a trailing drawdown that trails behind your balance? Time limit, again, if the firm has, let's say, a 30-day time limit. Reputation, this is going to be based on things I can find online. Reviews that people have put out, maybe even Twitter, that kind of thing, just to see what the general consensus about the firm is. Whether they pay out or not, again, that's going to be a yes or no. And then trading conditions are simply from very good to very bad. So here we are on the Forex Funder's website. Very sleek website. I believe they recently updated this. And if we scroll all the way down, we can see all the information about their challenges. Now we can see the largest challenge they actually offer is $1 million. So that's going to be the biggest that we've seen so far, $1 million. Now, when it comes to customer service, again, we're looking for live chat, quick response, out of hours customer service, alternative contact information, and ease of contact. Straight away here, I can see that they do have a live chat. Let's just send them a message. So of course they get 1 point there for having a live chat. Something else that I'm actually going to give them a point here for, they say their usual reply time is within 5 minutes. However, they do have their live chat linked to email. So the email address I've given, I will be contacted back via that email even if I come off. So I'm going to give them 2 points for that. We can see here I have actually got a quick response there from the Forex Funder. So that's good. Now we can see here on their contact page, if I scroll down, they do also have a form and they have a support email as well, so they are going to get a further point for that. They don't have like a Discord or a Telegram or anything like that as far as I can see, but in all honesty, I am going to give them a 4 for customer service. They have a live chat, it does link to email as well, they have a contact form, they also have a support email address as well. So All in all, to contact this firm is relatively easy. Price per $100, we can see here on their $100,000 account, their price per $100, we'll round that up to 0.54. So we are coming in there pretty much alongside every other firm, all in around the same kind of price. When it comes to passability, let's just look at their two-step evaluation. That's what we've been looking at for pretty much everything. It is a two-step process. They don't have minimum trading days. They do have a time limit, and let's just see here. Their profit target is $8,000, whilst their maximum loss is $10,000. So this is certainly a reasonable ask for a trader. Moving on into the verification stage, 10,000 maximum loss and only a $5,000 target. We can see here, this is a reasonable ask for you to pass this challenge. Time limit obviously is a shame, but they are going to get a B for reasonable. When we look at the drawdown restrictions, it is not a trailing drawdown, it's a cumulative drawdown. For your 8% max total drawdown, what they don't want to see is your account balance drop below 92%. That's absolutely fine. So trailing drawdown, no. Time limit, we've seen that they do indeed have a time limit, so that's going to be yes. Now, when it comes to reputation, what we've been doing here is we've been looking at Trustpilot for reputation. I will, for the sake of full transparency, when I got my payout from the Forex funder and they advertised it on their social media and I advertised it on my social media that I'd had a payout, I got a lot of messages from people. Now, I understand with prop firms, sometimes you can just get disgruntled customers who have, you know, broken rules and that kind of thing. But I got a few messages from people, which I will share on screen here, basically saying that the Forex funder had scammed them and that kind of thing. As with everything, we need to take things, you know, one step at a time. We can't just look at, you know, a few messages I've got and make a decision based on that. We will bear that in mind as we move over onto their Trustpilot. Here we can see the Trustpilot has 4 out of 5 stars. So typically you would think, well, that all looks pretty good. However, something that is a little bit unfortunate as we scroll down, something that becomes obvious is that some of these reviews are actually paid reviews. We can see that some of these reviews are indeed paid reviews. Now, you may ask how I could possibly know that. If I just look up a company like FTMO and we look at some of FTMO's reviews, we typically see very similar characteristics from reviewers. One review here, one review. So this is just showing how many reviews this reviewer has done on Trustpilot. One review, one review, one review, one review, one review, and again, verified reviews as well. Why am I drawing your attention to this? Typically, this is because this person, after they've, you know, had a successful challenge or whatever, they've received a link from FTMO's customer service to go and to fill out a review on Trustpilot. So we can see that these reviews all look pretty authentic. When we move over onto the Forex funder, however, what we see is, we see reviewers with like 17 reviews. There's one with 7, 2 is pretty normal, again 2 pretty normal, 4, 6 there as we scroll down, someone that's done 5, someone that's done 7. And as we look at these reviewers, what we find is that these are paid reviewers. These are, you know, maybe on some kind of website you can go and you can pay for X amount of natural looking reviews on your product or service. Now, you may think I'm being skeptical here, but let me draw your attention to something. This reviewer who has left a review on the Forex funder has reviewed Rocketpot, which is some kind of online casino. If we look at some of these other reviewers, again, has reviewed Rocketpot. Here's another one, again, has reviewed Rocketpot. As we scroll down, this one doesn't look like they've reviewed Rocketpot, which is fair enough. But again, this one has. We also see this reviewer has reviewed Next Step Funded, and they've also reviewed PM247. So again, we're just looking to see if that's a common pattern. Yep, this one has reviewed PM247 as well. This one has reviewed Next Step Funded. This one has reviewed Next Step Funded as well. And this one has reviewed PM247 as well. What this is an indication of is that this PM247, whatever that is, Next Step Funded, Rocketpot, the Forex funder, are buying their reviews from the same place, and wherever they're buying their reviews from, that company has a load of bot accounts that when you buy a review, that bot will just go on and review your service. Unfortunately, we see this for a lot of the reviews on the Forex funder. Again, 13 reviews there, 15 reviews for that one, 22, 11, and this just goes on and on and on. And the more legitimate reviews, unfortunately, are 1 star. This is a shame because there is a lot of things to indicate that the Forex Funder are a good firm. They certainly did pay me out, you know, and I got that relatively quickly. However, what I would say is these fake reviews and stuff like that aren't a good sign. And what it does is it adds a little bit of legitimacy to the messages that I received in my inbox telling me that the Forex Funder had ripped people off. I can't absolutely categorically say that this firm is not legitimate, but unfortunately under reputation I can only give this firm average based on that alone. I cannot say that they're a terrible firm. I also cannot say that they're a good firm. When it comes to payouts, they have paid me out. I can confirm that I have had a payout from the Forex Funder. However, since they contacted me for this review, is it possible that they've paid me out because they know I'm making the review? It is possible. So even on that, I would say proceed with caution. When it comes to trading conditions, I've got nothing to rant or to rave about really with the Forex Funder. I would say the trading conditions were pretty standard, so I'm going to give them a good for that as well. Ultimately, when it comes down to making a decision about whether you should trade with this firm, I would personally say I would avoid this firm at least for the time being until we have seen more people trade and have a legitimately good experience with the firm. And personally dealing with their customer service, even though they have a 4 out of 5 based on the metrics that we have here, when I personally dealt with their customer service, I did have relatively long wait times. Granted, I didn't contact them via the website. I was exchanging emails with someone high up in the firm. I initially placed a trade with no stop loss by accident. I always trade with a stop loss. I think I accidentally clicked buy or something like that. And so the account initially got like some kind of breach. So I emailed them. They said, yep, you know, we'll sort that out. You know, we understand it was a mistake. I was waiting an inordinate amount of time to get that problem resolved. I waited literally days to get that problem resolved. And even when the problem was resolved, my account was still saying trade disabled for probably a week after that. After I had filled out my documents in the dashboard, I waited about 11 days before I got meaningful correspondence to amend that issue as well. And then a short while after, I was locked out of my account. Now, in speaking with the firm on social media and via emails, they have advised me to go and to create a new dashboard. I'm just not going to do that. I'm not really all that interested in trading on this firm. So what I would say to you is the Forex Funder offer a very large maximum trading capital of $1 million. Their customer service, certainly through the website, seems to be pretty good, but when it comes to resolving any kind of serious issue, I can't really rate them too highly on that. They're not overly cheap compared to the rest of the firms here. They're actually the second most expensive out of the 4 that we've done so far. Their challenge restrictions and rules, they're okay. They're not the best. You know, certainly something like Maven or something like FX2 that have no time limit, I would say are much more favourable. When it comes to reputation, unfortunately, this is where this firm is severely let down by those fake reviews. If you add 1 or 2 fake reviews into the mix, it's very, very difficult to trust anything you see positive about the firm. And certainly their aggressive marketing through giveaways on social media is not a great sign either. When it comes to payouts, although they did pay me out, it's very difficult to say. If I was just your average person and they didn't know I was putting together a review, would I get that payout as quickly as I did? And lastly, trading conditions. Like most firms that are out there at the moment, all using similar or the same brokers and servers, the trading conditions are okay. I didn't notice any aggressively added slippage or spreads or commissions or anything like that. So to conclude here, what would be my advice to someone looking at the Forex Funder? Unfortunately, my advice would be to stay away from this firm, at least for the time being. This is not a firm I could in good conscience recommend that you go and spend your hard-earned money on, certainly for the time being. This is purely based on the fact that we have a pretty cloudy view of what this firm is actually like. Well guys, that's going to conclude this episode of the Prop Firm Review series. If you have personal experience with this firm, please do drop a comment below and let some of the other viewers and myself understand how your experience with this firm has been. If you did enjoy this video, drop it a like. And do consider subscribing to the channel as well. Although my upload frequency isn't all that great, I do try to put out meaningful and useful content whenever I do have time. I am trading full-time and running a business alongside my trading as well. I don't always have the most amount of time to put into sitting down to film YouTube videos for you guys. But as always, pleasure to speak with you guys, and I'll catch you in the next one.